beginning ta?
From the beginning.
From the beginning. Three, two.
Hello,
Hello, everyone.
everyone.
My name is DUMAPIAS.
I am Pauline Jane Baguhin.
And I am Ken Dominic Esaro.
And we are the Group 5. And our topic for today is about metamorphism. Lesson objective. Describe physical and chemical changes in rock due to metamorphism. What do butterflies and metamorphic rocks have in common?
Butterflies and metamorphic rocks both undergo changes from an earlier form, caterpillar for butterfly and parent rock for metamorphic rocks, to a new one.
The butterflies and metamorphic rocks, they both undergo change from their earlier forms. Butterfly for caterpillar and metamorphic rock for parent rock. Inside the earth, new type of rock is being formed from the other type of rock in the process called metamorphism. So it means a new type or pre-existing rock is being changed or formed to a new type of rock or other type of rock in the process called metamorphism.
Metamorphic rocks. Rocks created by heat, pressure, and/or chemically reactive fluids. Metamorphic rocks are produced from igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, other metamorphic rocks. So ang metamorphic rocks mauni nga rock na create when they're exposed to intense heat, high pressure, and/or chemically fluids. Example of metamorphic rocks: schist, slate, gneiss, marble, and quartzite. So ang metamorphic rocks originally is an igneous, sedimentary, or earlier metamorphic form. Na-change sila tungod kay na-expose sila sa high heat or high pressure o chemically fluids.
Protolith, original rock in a metamorphic transformation. Basically, this is the parent rock. Most metamorphic rocks have the same overall chemical composition as the parent rock from which they form.
Introduction. The word metamorphism comes from the two Greek words, meta for change, morph to form. So, metamorphism means to change form. So, ang word na metamorphism is actually came from the Greek words, which is meta means change and morph means form. So, metamorphism means to change form.
Metamorphism. The process by which rocks are changed by heat or pressure or some chemically active fluids. So ang metamorphism, mauni siya ang process na pag-change sa new type of rock or ang pre-existing rock to another kind of rock. And it can only be happen when it exposed or subjected to intense heat, high pressure, and chemically fluids.
Agent and factor that control metamorphism. We have heat, pressure, and chemical activity. Heat. Rock exposed to increased temperature will undergo recrystallization in order to form larger crystal. So, when a rock is exposed to an increased temperature, they will undergo recrystallization in order to form a larger crystal. If you're wondering what is recrystallization is to purify chemical. So it is a physical method which is used to purify chemical based on their different solubility. So in simple terms, they purify chemicals to form a larger crystals.
Pressure. Rocks are subject to deformation in the same way when we compress or stretch some minerals. Because of uniformity of pressure that is surrounding a rock, the deformation will most likely proceed to make the rock smaller, like compacting.
So on pressure, may squeeze niyang spaces out of the minerals within the rock. And this will make the rock denser. And because of the state or quality of pressure that is surrounding the rock, the deformation will most likely to make rock smaller, like compacting. And compacting, mauni siya ang ginagamit paglata sa rock. For example, drum roller. Ginalata niya ang rock para ma-dense siya. Makita nato ni pirmi pag naay construction sa dalan. Kung may ganito yung nasa the 3rd district.
Measure of the stress or physical force applied to the surface of a material. Chemical activity fluid. Water or any fluid acts as the boiling water that will cook the rocks by adding and removing certain mineral components while still retaining the solid phase of the rocks. So by the use of water or any other fluid like carbon dioxide, it acts like a boiling water by adding and removing certain minerals component of the rock while still retaining its solid form. So in simple term, you put a hot boiling water on a rock, it will remove the certain minerals component while the rock is still in its shape. Naana siya sa chemical weathering.
Types of metamorphism. These are the types of metamorphism. Contact metamorphism. Contact metamorphism, it is when rock is heated up by an intrusion of hot magma. Regional metamorphism. Regional metamorphism, it is a metamorphism that occurs over broad areas of the crust. And dynamic metamorphism. Dynamic metamorphism is the result of very high stress, such as occurs along the fault zone.
Boreal metamorphism occurs when sedimentary rock that had undergone diagenesis are buried even deeper. Shock metamorphism. It is exclusively occurs locally around impact craters and possibly around some diaphragms.
Fault zone metamorphism is when rock is subject to great differential stress. Grains are crushed and shattered, particularly along deep fault zone. Hydrothermal metamorphism occurs when hot chemical active mineral laden waters interact with surrounding pre-existing rock. Subduction related metamorphism. It is characterized by a low temperature, high ultra pressure.
There are two most common types of metamorphism: contact metamorphism, regional metamorphism. Contact metamorphism. If rock is in contact or close to magma, then the heat bakes the nearby rock just around the magma, also called thermal metamorphism. So when rock is close to magma, it bakes the nearby rocks around the magma. It is also called thermal metamorphism. Mauni siya ang contact metamorphism. Okay. Next is regional metamorphism. Occurs in areas that have undergone considerable amount of mechanical deformation. It usually results from tectonic forces that produce a compressions of the rocks. It is a type of metamorphism in which textures of rock change when it's affected by heating associated with the large-scale forces of plate tectonics, for example, earthquake. Mauni siya ang regional metamorphism.
Two major groups of metamorphic rocks, correlated and non-correlated. Here's the example of correlated and non-correlated. Correlated, we have bending and mineral alignment. Correlated, subjected to differential pressure. So, collision forms where pressure squeezes the flat or elongate minerals within a rock so they become aligned. Development of pollution due to directed pressure of stress. Here is the before metamorphism, after metamorphism. For example, before metamorphism, we have the grayness
The nights.
in the nice. It became nice because it is directed to pressure and stress.
Metamorphic rock that shows variation. Slate, shale. Yeah, schist, slate.
Metamorphic grade. The stages of transformation are manifestations of which increasing pressure. So when the pressure and temperature increases, the grade of the rock will increase through metamorphism.
From shale, slate, pyrite, and
Schist.
schist, and gneiss.
Metamorphic grade, a general term for describing the relative temperature and pressure conditions under which metamorphic rocks form.
As the temperature and pressure increases on a body of rock, then the grade of metamorphism increases. Metamorphic rock series. We have slate, pyrite, schist, and gneiss.
Non-foliated may be difficult to distinguish from igneous rocks because it is classified according to mineral composition. Developed in environments where stress or deformation is minimal. The non-foliated metamorphic rocks are formed around igneous intrusion, where the temperature are high but the pressures are relatively low and equal in all directions.
It because non-foliated rocks from when pressure is uniform or near the surface where the pressure is very low, so that's why the non-foliated rock is difficult to distinguish.
Ano yung examples ng non-foliated rocks? Metamorphic rock that shows no foliation, like limestone, marble.
Common metamorphic rocks. Foliated rocks. In this group, changing degree of metamorphism leads to characteristic rock series. We have shale, slate, pyrite, schist, and gneiss. We have basalt, green schist, and amphibolite. We have basalt, blue schist, and eclogite. Non-foliated rocks. We have quartzite, sandstone, marble, limestone, hornfels, limestone, and cool grit.
Slate. Very fine grain. Excellent rock leverage. Most often generated from low-grade metamorphism of shale, mudstone, or siltstone. Gray to black color. So, paano siya mag-change siya from gray to black, pwede siya maana.
Pyrite, glossy sheen and often wavy surfaces. Gradation in the degree of metamorphism in slate and schist. Platy minerals not large enough to be identified with the unaided eye. Exhibits rock cleavage. Composed mainly of fine crystals of muscovite and or chlorite.
Schist. Medium to coarse grained. Platy minerals predominate. Commonly include the micas. The term schist describes the texture. To indicate composition, mineral names are used such as mica schist, pyrite, mica schist, biotite muscovite, green schist, green chlorite, blue schist, blue amphibole.
Nice. Medium to coarse grain. Banded appearance. High-grade metamorphism. Often composed of white or light-colored feldspar rich. Layers with bands of dark ferromagnesian minerals.
Marble. Metamorphosed limestone or dolostone. Non-foliated. Composed essentially of calcite or dolomite crystals. Coarse crystalline. Used as decorative and monument stone. Tabletop. Exhibits a variety of colors.
Marble. Here is a microscopic picture of marble. It can only be seen by the use of photomicrograph with a max zoom of 6.5x.
Quartzite. Non-foliated. Formed from a parent rock of quartz sandstone. Quartz grains are fused together. Sugary texture.
Here's the microscopic picture of quartzite, and also it can only be used by the photomicrograph with a volume max of 26.6x zoom, and the sample weight is 1.23 mm.
Millimeter. Muni ang hand sample.
That's all. Thank you.